What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 50/50 podcast. This is your boy, Illis Demeanor, and I'm here with my co-host.
What's going on, y'all? This is your boy, Wes, coming back again. Another break, but we are back for episode 24. Very special guest in the building. Plane Jayne. Had to bring you back. What's up?
Hello.
Welcome back.
I'm glad to be back, finally.
Finally. So, for the listeners, for one, man, everything has been fucking up. It seems like we had so many episodes planned, whether it was due to holidays, getting sick, whatever, things have just been falling through left and right. So for anybody out there, we ain't like not trying to stay on track. We are. It's just hard right now. Living where we live, man, road condition like tonight is gonna be bad. Yeah. We're gonna get freezing rain tonight. So it's just it is what it is. We had plans scheduled for technically 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Got the flu. Had another episode come up with another guest that we're gonna reschedule. Weather. So
yeah, so it was
playing catch up.
Yeah, Christmas, things fell through.
Yeah.
Then a week after that, New Year's, things fell through, and then a week after that, sick, and then weather. But we back at it today. So
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's get it. We got
it. All in all, we got here when we were supposed to be here.
Yes.
So
everything happens and everything plays out the way it's supposed to. Bro, we had a motherfucking night.
Yeah, let's start with that.
Yeah,
first.
We had a motherfucking night. First of all, so we went out to B-Dubs like always on Saturday, do our ritual.
hold on,
watch
who's
the fights.
we?
Okay. Okay.
Slightly.
We can say we who.
Yeah,
right?
we can say who.
Okay.
Yeah.
So me, Illis, his wife, my homegirl Kim, and then when we went out to the Archie.
Yeah.
And then when we went to the club, ended up meeting my and then had like hooked up with like my first baby mama, her friend, just people just connecting and you know kicking it, and like
it was a good night.
Well, we went to the Cowboy, and the Cowboy like it's empty, and you know it's hit and miss, but man, it ended up being fun.
Yeah, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings first. Watched the
fights.
It was Sean Strickland and Dracus Duplessis. They fought for, what was it, the middleweight?
Yep.
Title. So the card was trash, but that's what we went out there for. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch the fight. And then after that, that's when we went to the Cowboy. And we were just going out just to kind of kick it, have fun, let loose. And yeah, the night ended up turning out.
No, bro, the night was good.
Yeah, it was at the Cowboy. It was fun.
It was.
We were all dancing.
I think we was the only people on the floor dancing at like one point.
That sounds really fun.
Oh, it was so fun.
So what it turned out?
Okay, I'll say a little. I'll say a little bit without saying too much.
Y'all say we shit.
Okay.
We say.
So yeah. This is 50/50 podcast.
If it needs to be said, say that shit.
All right.
Well,
so
but it don't need to be
so
said.
So we
Slightly,
started out playing pool.
Yep.
While we were playing pool, we decided to get some drinks. So
which normally we don't do.
The choice of alcohol. The choice of alcohol was Patron. So
always a go-to.
Yeah, so start getting shots. I had a couple. My wife had a couple. The whole party, everybody that went had a couple shots. And then a couple ended up turning into more than a couple, and it was 4, 5,
It was a good night.
6, and the numbers started going up. Then after that, we started having fun. We started feeling ourselves, and then we was like, "Hey, let's go to the dance floor now." So nobody else is on the dance floor. It's just me, Wes, Archie, my wife. Country music playing, line dancing. Bunny hop, all that 2-step. So so we having fun. We just letting loose. Then after that, all those drinks that we was having before we hit the dance floor started catching up. And then I'm not gonna say the name on this one, but there was a person that was with the group. Went to the bar. You could tell they had a little bit more, than enough. They were ignored by the bartender because it was like, "Hey, we want more drinks." The bartender was like, "No, you can't have any drinks." You know, when you want more drinks, you're gonna be like, oh, come on, you know, just one more.
Well, you try to maintain what you think is your good, like, peak buzz, not realizing, like, oh,
you're about to fall off
I'm about to be too fucked up. So, and we talked about this before, talking about the bartender's responsibility to not overserve you.
Yeah.
And that's what was happening.
So, what she said, all in all.
So, all in all, we got kicked out.
Yeah. At the end, we got kicked out. So the bartender was like, hey.
Get kicked out.
That's how I looked at it, bro. Honestly, like I was kind of ready for whatever. Like,
it was funny though.
Yeah, it was.
We were like, oh, we got kicked out.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, look, there's a quote that's like, nobody ever remembers the night they went home and went to bed.
Yeah. No, and also, no good story starts with I had a salad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And I was in the type of mood, man. Like, it was very cheerful. I'm not an angry drunk by no means, but man, I'm not gonna lie, I was like in a mood like I'm down for whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of don't give a fuck tonight. I don't know why I got in that mode. I hate that mode, but when I get in that mode, I'm like,
dangerous, boy.
Any motherfucker, like, I wish somebody would. Like, even if I get my ass beat, I wish somebody would. Like,
you're right.
It's going down
tonight.
That's
what you said. You like, come on. Come on. And I could tell that you were that way because when you told me, you was like, man, just let the night just.
Well, at least it wasn't you that got y'all kicked out.
No. And
That's,
it wasn't. And let me say this: when we got kicked out, it wasn't like a bad get kicked out. Like, no, y'all doing way too much. It was just like, they was just like, hey, we see y'all having a good time. You know,
it's like 5 already at this point. No, it's 4.
It was almost
4,
almost.
So it's 4 a.m. We try to go downtown to get that last hour in, man. We're trying to squeeze every little minute out the night.
I know. Because, he did.
We never go out.
He did. He said, Wes said, we only got 40 minutes. Yeah. He was like, you sure you want to go? And we was like, 40 minutes is 40 minutes. Let's
we was already damn near there,
and we didn't make it because we got
40 minutes is
we got downtown and we were just like,
hey, shit can happen in 40 minutes.
A lot of boy.
But
that's on a Sunday morning.
Yeah. For one, let me go ahead and say real quick, man. I think Sean got robbed. I'm gonna leave it at that. We ain't even got to dive
Sean
into
O'Malley?
it.
I mean,
Sean Strickland.
Sean Strickland.
We ain't gonna get deep into it. I know Plane ain't a MMA lover, so I'm just gonna say that.
Are you?
Yeah. Do you know who Sean Strickland is?
No, I don't.
See, so
I mean, like, I'll watch it. Yeah. I'll watch it, like, if that's what I'm doing. But, like, I don't make time for that. So
no, we make.
But like, time. I'm into sports, but I don't make time for sports. So if it's on, I'm damn sure gonna watch it. I'm into it. Like, I'll watch a motherfucker get beat up, but I don't like when they start season up and shit. That's it. It makes it just doesn't to me. I can't watch it after that. But like.
Bryce Mitchell just
that's
had
just
that
scary.
shit.
I would hate to watch somebody die on TV like that.
Thankfully, the UFC never had nobody die. But it's funny that you say that because the dude actually from Arkansas, his name's Bryce Mitchell. He's from Searcy. He just fought Josh Emmett on. It was a short notice fight, and he stepped up to fight him. And man, it's probably the nastiest knockout I've seen in like some time. And he started seizing after.
Yeah, I like to watch a good fight, but at a certain point, it's like. Something getting my feelings.
Oh, yeah, it's bad, bro. It's bad.
My heart starts hurting.
So that was the night. And just like look behind like the scenes inside baseball. So today was actually gonna be canceled. I'm gonna let everybody know it was my call.
Was.
Yeah.
He tried to fucking cancel on me. I'm gonna tell you what happened. No, I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Go ahead.
He tried to cancel on me again for the second week in a row, and I get it, things happen, but I'm like, motherfucker, it's 8:30 a.m. We supposed to be meeting now at 1.
She punched me, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
So look, he said, pods off. I'm like, okay. And I just texted. I texted a lowercase O, a lowercase K. That's it. And I'm like, you know what? I wasn't mad. I wasn't happy, but I wasn't mad. Like, I'm like, you know, I try to be choosy on what makes me mad. You know, I was still gonna continue to make the day useful, but, you know. All in all, it worked out. So and we're here, and I'm so happy.
We here.
And it's just because I was in my feelings, just because I was excited to be here. That's all. Not that I'm not understanding. I was just excited.
No, I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody else who's been trying to get an interview.
Right.
It's all love.
It's all love.
It's all love.
Well,
at the end of the day.
Plane Jayne, since you here,
Yes, I am.
yes, what do you want to start off with?
First of all, I'm excited about my outfit that I chose today.
All right, let everybody know.
So I have on first off a green like bonnet cap, like for dreads, whatever, because I did start my dreads back.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that journey. But I got a little cap on it because I had to wash it this morning. So that's what I'm doing this evening. It's retwist. But anyways, moving forward, I have on like this orange-ish, burnt orangish sweater type thing. But I'm super excited about the overalls I have on. I found those at Goodwill like 2 weeks ago. Okay. And I have on my black Converses. But I'm excited about it because, and then I have like a mask on, a black bandana mask. With the black Converses. That matches the Converses. Yep. Like, I'm excited about the outfit just because it's inspired by one of the greatest to ever do it, Andre 3000.
Shout out Andre 3000.
Yes. Shout out his work-ass album he just gave us.
Yes, prototype if I ever seen one.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so he did a GQ interview not that long ago because he put out an album, and on the album like there's no audio, like no words on it. It's just him playing instruments, like him and his band playing all these different instruments, and it's all like as they're playing it, they recorded it. So he was promoting it, and he did the interview in this little bitty laundromat down the street from his apartment in LA or something. And he had on these overalls and a hat like this, and he had on his glasses, and he was just like beautiful as ever, because in every way possible, like he's just like so humble still, and he was just happy to be doing his laundry, like, and so I was like, hell yeah, I love overalls. So as soon as I seen these at Goodwill, I was like, it's going down. As soon as I do something where I need to feel like an artist in my truest sense, I'm gonna wear these overalls. And so that's what's up. And it's crazy because I didn't know we were doing the interview. I just put the overalls anyways on.
Just kind of.
So it worked out. Maybe my overalls manifested this.
My overalls. So, bringing up Andre 3000.
We'll post a picture of the outfit.
Yeah, for sure. So, Andre 3000, very unique person, very self-expressive in everything he does, from music to fashion. Let's actually
to love.
Yes, 100%. That's what he does. Let's use that to talk about a topic that you was talking about earlier, and talking about a child's taste in music, or not being comfortable playing a type of music, and the effect that you think that could have on them, or even the cause of that. So kind of explain what you were talking about. Okay, so like
I think that's a perfect transition, really, because like, okay, so look at Andre 3000. He's been doing music since he was born, I guess. But literally like since he was a teenager, and he's always been the weird one of the group. And regardless of what anybody said about his outfits or his music he's made or anything about him, he has continued to be himself. And just watching that interview, seeing how humble he is and how smart he is and how aware of life and the things that really truly matter at the end of the day. Like, he's seen it all and had it all, but he's still come back to a simple life where he's washing his own laundry in some little bitty ass laundromat. Like, that is, to me, like a beautiful life. Like, if I had to trade lives with him, like, I would probably consider it. Like, I love my life and everything in it, but like, he has lived lives, you know? Yeah. And like, he's super motivational for me. So I said that to say, like, my daughter, she's 14, and I've always been big on her expressing herself. Like, I've always told her, you know, you have opinions, you have feelings, you have thoughts, you have the right to express yourself as long as you're respectful, so forth and so on. And so, like, and I meant that in every way possible. So, like, when it comes to how she dresses, like, she'll look at old pictures of herself and be like, why did you let me dress like that? I'm like, you picked that outfit. Right. I was just letting you live your life, like, live your best life. And even now today, as long as, you know, it's within reason, skin-wise, I let her wear whatever she wants to wear. You know, she's definitely being covered up where it needs to be covered up. But, like, if you want to wear all black today and wear some eyeliner, cool, whatever. If you want to wear Nike Dunks and a pink baby pink t-shirt the next day, whatever. And that's exactly what she does. So, I'm happy about the fact that she gets to express herself in that way, and even her dad allows that, and it's just like a beautiful thing. And so I try to be aware of her and how she's feeling and what she's thinking, and like be aware of her patterns, and and just like read her, because I know if I ask her, she's 14, she's gonna say nothing's wrong, and, you know, because she doesn't even know what's wrong. But me, you know, having going through a lot of hours of therapy, a lot of doing a lot of soul searching, doing a lot of just trying to better myself. I'm 32 years old, and I feel like I'm just now starting to be able to be myself, like all the way, be able to express myself all the way. And I'm like, what a shame that I waited to do it at this early of an age. Like, what could I have accomplished by now? But then again, I have to, you know, then when I get to that point, I take it back to, you know, God's plan, and it is what it is. So I come to peace with it. But
so
my main thing is like,
we get to a certain age to where we look back and we're like, why did I care?
Right. Why did I care about any of that?
Opinions of myself when I didn't do what would have made me happy because I thought other people wouldn't like it.
Right.
So we're stifling our own joy and our own happiness because we are trying to please others.
Because we're worried about other people's opinions and
too much.
And so, and I
but
see
it comes
that
with age, the wisdom, the growing.
And it comes with experience. It comes with all of that. And it's a shame that it has to be that way. It's a shame that we can't just listen to our parents and take their words and live our best life as early as possible. We have to bump our heads and make stupid decisions and be hurt and we just have to go through the ringer in order to get it and to realize what really matters. So I've thought of that, and I'm like, I don't want her to have to go through that. I don't want her to have to be a drug addict and go to jail or go to prison and abandon her child in order to realize what really matters at the end of the day. I don't want her to make those mistakes. I don't want her to die early because she's doing dumb stuff. Like, I want her to think. I want her to, and so I feel like it's kind of like that triangle of like the things, the necessities of life. Like, if you don't have the food, the water, the shelter, whatever the fuck is on that basic list, if you don't have those things, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to be worried about a list of goals because you're worried about eating today, And so like there's certain things that need to be covered before other levels of success can be reached in life.
Right.
So all in all, I'm saying like, I want her to master her emotions, to master her thoughts, to master her decision making, to master her confidence, to master her self-expression, to master her communication. I want her to master these things as early as possible. So if I can take what I've done and what I've learned and what I've realized and seen about the world, and I can instill it in her like now, like there's no, especially with the fact that you literally can do nothing and make your rent like out here. Like anything is possible. Your career choices, anything is possible. Like, so if I can instill these things in her, like there's literally no telling how far she's gonna go. Especially if I throw in that spirituality with that too. Like, as long as you have God in it, like you're gonna do things. But I have to show her that. I have to teach her that. So the main point of this whole thing is coming back to the music. Like, the other day we were cleaning up at the house and I thought to myself, I'm like, she always has her AirPods in and it pisses me off, like, bro, but I bought her AirPods for Christmas, like, so I let her wear the AirPods. I'm like, is what I'm trying to say to her really necessary, or am I just being a parent and like being invasive of her space, like, like we do? So I'd be letting her keep her AirPods in, but I'm like, why does she keep her AirPods in? She's not on the phone. She's listening to music. Why don't she just listen to her music out loud and then we can enjoy it together? I listen to all kind of music. I don't care what she's listening to. Even if I don't like it, I'll let her listen to it. Just so she doesn't feel like she has to keep her AirPods in. And then, so I let her DJ, and she's listening to this metal rock, screamo music. And
you know who it was?
And it was Johnny Gilbert. Johnny Gilbert. Johnny Gilbert. It's Johnny Gilbert. Shout out to Johnny Gilbert. She's like in love with him, and so I let her play the music. It's as loud as we can get it, and we're cleaning up, and I'm like, I could just see a change in her, like from her being all hermit-ish and like just standoffish and being closed off from me, like not really expressing herself. She was like excited. She was singing the music. We were going back and forth, like playing different rock songs because she didn't know that I listened to that type of music too. So it's like we connected, and she let her guard down, and she was just enjoying herself, like truly enjoying herself. And that's rare to see in her because she's 14 and everything is the end of the world. Like, and I get it because I get it. I'm a girl. Like, it's still the end of the world sometimes, you know? Not only that, being 14-year-old girl, like I get it. So I allow her to have her space and her, you know, all of that. But it was just nice to see her come out of her shell. So I'm like thinking a little bit further, because that's what I do when I clean. Like, how many parents know what their kids listen to? Like,
right.
You know, because her dad came home from work, like in the midst of us cleaning and playing this rock music all loud, and he comes in the back, he looks at me, and he just looks at me.
Was he like, what are y'all listening to?
No, he didn't say anything. He just looks at me. He stands in the doorway and looks at me. I'm like, what? I already knew what. That's why I kept it on. He was like, he just pointed to the music, and I was like, what about it? That's what she likes. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so he was just like, you know, whatever. He wasn't like, what can you say? Just because she likes that music. So we all end up sitting on the couch, and then we're watching the music video for it, and he sees the boy on there. Me and my daughter, we end up talking about it, so you kind of get vibes like that's her boo. And he's like, oh, that's you? And she was like, yeah. And so we got into, you know, who you can bring home when it comes time to dating. Like, I was like, Marley, I just want you to know, even if you was to bring somebody like this home, or somebody like this or this, whoever you choose to bring home, as long as they're good for you, then, you know, you feel free. Don't matter what your dad is saying. And, you know, he wasn't saying anything. He said, I don't care who you bring home. I'm clowning. So
yeah.
All in all, like, this whole thing, this whole music thing brought all of us together in this conversation where some important things were said. You know what I mean? Just like, we had never said that before. Like, I want you to know you can bring anybody home when the time is right. There's a lot of like things that were talked about and things we laughed about that never happened before. So it's just like, by me letting her DJ for a little bit, it made this whole evening happen how it happened, and it was just like a treasure for me. So it was like
the domino effect of one simple action that you almost wouldn't even put a whole lot of thought into it. It's as simple as, hey, you can play your music out loud if you want.
Right.
You could have not even thought about that. You could have just went on about cleaning.
Like I've been doing for months. Yeah. Like for months I've been doing this. Like she always did it. For years I've been. For years I've been doing it. For years she's been. I don't know what she's been listening to for years.
Yeah.
Because it's in the headphones, and I check every now and then, but like, you know, whatever. And like,
she put her wall down and you let her express herself.
Yes, like when I allowed
she put
that,
her wall down.
She lost that shame.
The opening
to let her
to like express herself, and that's all it took. It's that little, like, she cracked the door just a little bit. You can play music out loud if you want.
Right. So it's like from that, I hope that she takes that and she's plays her music out loud more often. Like, don't be ashamed of what kind of music you listen to. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks about you. Like, don't be ashamed. Like, I feel like by me making that happen and by me pointing this out to her, like, because a lot of things we don't realize until people point it out. I'm like, no matter what other people think, like, lose the shame about what kind of music you listen to. Like, that's a big deal. If I can teach her to lose the shame about her type of music, like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of adults now today still have not fucking figured it out.
You never know. It'll probably let her open up more to you now.
Right.
Well, also, music is quite
literally...
It's you're talking about music, like, hey, play your music around whoever.
Yeah.
But music can also be a metaphor for everything in life.
Play your music.
Clothes,
play your music out loud.
Play your music.
I don't know, punch you in your face. You're so good sometimes.
You're
so amazing sometimes.
Sure.
Like,
play your music out loud. That's
telling a
fucking
story.
dope.
It's almost, I see music as the metaphor, but you're being literal and like, it's a story about music. But music is the you.
And the most important thing of it was like the acceptance of like bare your soul in a sense, bare your soul to me, play whatever you play, and I'm gonna accept you no matter what you put on.
Express yourself to me through your music.
And I'm not gonna and I'm gonna accept you, you know. And so it's like, what? And I apply that to my life and how it would make me feel. I'm like, if somebody had told me, play your music out loud whenever I was a kid, like instead of me listening to wait until I'm driving to listen to my rock music in the car where nobody would hear it, like, you know what I mean? So and even past that, like as a recovering addict, which I'm like happily say that, like I that's a journey that I've been on and continue every day, and I'm like super, like, I'm just proud of the fact that I'm even where I'm at today. And so I think I said that because it's like, what makes us choose to do drugs? What leads us to that lifestyle? And a lot of times it's not feeling accepted, or not feeling understood, not feeling loved. It's like a last resort, like a comfort, like I don't want to feel my feelings, so I'm gonna do this, or I don't want to admit this to myself, so I'm gonna do this. Like, and a lot of times that's what it is, because like I said, I've gone through a lot of hours of therapy, a lot of hours of therapy, and it's like whenever you start confessing to yourself, like, you don't have to tell anybody anything. Like, when you start being honest with yourself, and when you start loving yourself, and when you stop depending on other things and other people for happiness, when you just start seeing the world for what it is and understanding yourself, it's like you realize you don't really need drugs. It wasn't the drugs that was the problem. It was you all along. It's not, the drugs was just something you tried to use to medicate the issue. It's not, drugs is never the issue for anybody.
Drugs is
it's just a self medication. But it's like but those truths are painful. Like, the truth hurts. Like, they say that it's cliche ass shit. They say that shit for a reason. The truth hurts. And so it's like, whenever you can admit the truth and you can start loving you don't depend on the drug. So it's like, that's one of my biggest fears for her, is to turn to that, because once somebody is in that storm, once somebody's in that darkness, like, it doesn't matter how much you love them, it doesn't matter how much you want them to be well, it doesn't matter how much money you give them, it doesn't matter how long you let them live at your house, it doesn't matter. You could fucking wash their ass for them, you could beg them on hands and knees every day, you could literally kill yourself in front of them, like, please, or if you don't stop doing drugs, I'm gonna kill myself, and they would probably still keep doing drugs. And it's not because they don't love you, and it's not because they they want you to die, and it has literally nothing to do with anybody but the addict.
Yes. And I'm glad you said that. Sorry to cut you off, but I just had a uncle that just passed a month ago due to drug overdose. And I feel every single word that you're saying. That's 100% true.
I listened to that episode, and I was like, I felt for you, because I was like, damn, that's how my baby feels about me. Like, that's how she feels about me. Like, she wants to know why. Why do you need to do this? Why don't you just stop? Like, and it's something that you won't understand.
He said it's the best feeling in the world to him. He said nothing else in the world can replace the feeling.
But it's not the drugs. It's not the drugs. It's what he's running from. It's his own demons he's running from. That is the best feeling. It's his best feeling to avoid any kind of uncomfortable situation. That's what we do. We avoid uncomfortable shit. Like, so anyways, I said that to say, like, if I can teach her how to see the truth, if I can teach her how to be honest with herself, how to accept herself and love herself, not depend on outside stuff, not be a victim of her life, of the things around her, to take accountability for her actions. Like, if I can teach her these things, then maybe I can keep her from being an addict.
Right.
Maybe I can keep her from choosing that lifestyle. Maybe my mistakes has been enough. And I just, after that, I have to give it to God, but I call this doing my footwork. So I let her DJ. I want her to open up. I want her to be herself. I want her to tell me everything. And I want her to know, like, I'm not going to ever judge her for it. And that's the kind of relationship that we have. I just wanted to share about the fact that, like, if we as parents start letting our kids DJ more often, just metaphorically.
Yeah.
If we start letting them DJ more often, if we let them play their music out loud more often, then maybe they'll feel accepted more early on. Maybe they'll feel more fulfilled because they can express themselves early on. Maybe they can avoid all this bullshit. Mm-hmm. And some of it's inevitable, but like anything I can keep her from, I'm gonna go to fucking war for her, and I'm gonna do it. So that's what's up. That's the main thing I want to say about that.
See that, and when you was telling me that story, at first I didn't understand what you meant, but it's only because I've done that from the jump. And I've always told my girl, and you're a mom of a girl, so it might be different, but being a dad of a girl,
one girl.
So being a dad of girls, I've always been big on like, hey, do you, be you, don't fake the funk for nothing, because like there ain't no need to. And whatever you do, I love you and I'm gonna accept you. Like my youngest daughter, I don't go to church. I don't like church. I think we all know this in the room, how I feel about like religion. Yeah. Like I believe in a God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. The church ain't for me. My youngest daughter likes to go to church. She loves it. And I go to church with her. Like, I don't have to like something, like when you speak on the music. I don't have to like it personally or agree with it even. But if it's not hurting her and it's making her happy, why would I not like encourage and help that? Right. I mean, I think more people need to be like that, and especially with girls, because girls, I think, get stifled so much. They get told to be a certain way, act a certain way, dress a certain way, talk a certain way. It's all, hey, be a lady, don't do that, don't do, like, I don't know. I feel like that's on girls more than boys. Boys,
is it kind of like a double standard?
I do believe
type
so.
Thing?
Yeah, I believe
so.
so.
Why do you think it is that?
It's sexist. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah. But how many times have you? Okay, perfect example. Let's use sex for an example. Mm-hmm. When a dad of a boy has sex, he's like, "Oh, high five, son!" Like, yeah, you got it good, right? You put it down, or whatever. But a dad of a daughter, if she was to have sex, he's gonna,
what are you doing? You should have waited.
Oh, you whore! Like I've seen it. I've heard it. Yeah. You know, shaming her for something that we all do and something that feels good. Like, I've never been the type to put any shame on my kids for like anything like that. Anything you like, it's weird to me for people to do that. Mm-hmm. Like. And to also act as if your kid is not going to grow up one day and be a woman and have sex. Like, you're insane if you think that. Like, all of this, you ain't gonna have sex till you're 45. I'll be down. Yeah. I'm gonna have my gun out when I meet this boy. How the fuck would you feel if a mom pulled a gun on your son? You'd probably be pretty fucking upset. Right. So, girl dads out there, stop doing that dumb shit. Don't fucking pull no gun on no fucking boy when he comes to your house. Mm-hmm. Don't have no guns sitting out. And like, I mean, if you got guns, you got guns. But if you're using that to intimidate a little boy, you're fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fucked up people in the world, but like, that's just kind of part of their beliefs and part of what they feel like is right, and part of how they feel like they need to protect their child or whatever it is, whatever their reason is. They have their reasons, and whether or not we agree, like, shit, there's fucked up people in the world, but like. You were saying about religion and going to church and stuff like that. I think it's a really good thing that you go to church with her because, like, even if you don't choose religion, even if you don't go to church for yourself, there's still a message to be learned. There's still a message, like, because you can apply, even if you don't take the religious pieces of whatever church you're in, there's still a Proverbs or type lesson to be 100%. Gotten, you know what I mean? So 100%. So that's kind of why I don't choose a religion, because I don't want to. First of all, like I said in the last episode, a lot of the details of religions are just confuse things for me, and I feel like it pushes me further away from our relationship with God, because it's complicated and it makes me feel scared, and a lot of these things push me from God. So I don't choose a religion because those details don't make me feel any further, like, they don't make me feel any closer to God. And that's my goal. every day. You know what I mean? Even if I don't thank God for the day, like that's still my goal in the back of my mind is to be thankful and be productive and use what God has given me to be better every day. You know what I mean? So anyways, like people choose religion because they need something to identify with. They need to know who they are. Like, I'm a mom. I'm a Christian woman. I'm a manager at my job. I'm a whatever. Like, we have roles that we play, and people identify with those roles. And that makes them who they are. That makes them important. That makes them useful. That makes them them. But that doesn't really make them them. Like, those are just pieces of the outside world that they've chosen to identify with to describe who they are.
Right.
But it's like those things don't make you. So people go to war to defend their religious beliefs, but like literally that what somebody else believes has nothing to do with you. Nope. But you're literally going to go out of your way to make them believe like
or kill them
worry about you, you know what I mean? And that's like when people get to doing stupid stuff like you don't know how to obey boundaries. Yep. You don't know how to set healthy boundaries. You don't know how to be respectful. You don't even know who you are because you're so worried about the norms that the societal norms that you're supposed to have your gun out and defend your baby, you know? Yeah. Like somebody told him he's supposed to do that. So he does that, you know, because that's what he's identified with. But like at the end of the day, if he really breaks it down, you're in your feelings are hurt. But what grown man's gonna be like, my heart's hurting, you're breaking my heart. You know, like, no, I'm going to go get my fucking gun because I'm supposed to defend my baby. Like,
right.
It's not just really, it's never, with people, especially with people doing stupid shit, it's never what it looks like on the outside. It's never because he's just a fucking dumbass and he wants to shoot somebody. It's not because he wants to intimidate the boy. It's because your feelings are hurt, you know? So that's the type of shit that I try to, like, break the shit down. Like, I try to release myself from my ego, like, by not identifying with things that don't make me. Things outside of me, I try not to identify with, you know, and tying that into my parenting, like, including my daughter, like, she's not mine. She's my child. I birthed her. I grew her inside of me, and, you know what I mean? I gave her life, you know, but I can't tell her what to do. Yep. I can't make her do anything.
I love when people
I can't make her obey.
That right there. When people are in public and they see a child, like not like an infant, but like a child like misbehaving, and they talk, or like they're talking to the parent or about the parent. Most people don't say shit to people; they talk shit you know, to their friends. And they're like, "I can't believe they're letting that child act that way." Yeah. What do you mean let?
Look, but
how do you let a person act like? No, that is a person. I don't get to control how they move and behave.
They're gonna do it anyway.
Well, I mean, like,
and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to watch a child be a child. It's a beautiful thing. But and so I get what you're saying. But there's another side of that too. It's kind of like there's a place and a time, like, and it's our responsibility as parents to instill like this type of structure in our kids. That's still important.
See,
I think that's still important. Like, it's cool, like, wild out when it's time to wild out, but like you heard what I said when I said sit down.
It's a hard thing to teach kids. So okay, good point.
But it takes patience and it takes time and it takes showing them that you follow the rules. It takes showing them that you can obey their boundaries. Like, that's why people can't admit that their kids have boundaries. Like, I need to obey. I need to respect my daughter's boundaries.
Because I'm gonna bring this up because you said kids. So let's say a kid is acting out in public at let's say a kid's store.
Okay.
I've heard two different things. I've heard people say, "Oh, they shouldn't act like that. They know better than that." And then I've heard people say, "Oh, well, it's fine. They're just being a kid." Like, what do you think about that? Like, are they just being a kid?
It depends. How old are we talking? Like, how old is the kid? That's
I'll throw in 6.
Okay, 6 is.
So they're in a kid store. They see toys and they just running in there. They running around.
Like a toy store or like a kid's clothes store or like
a kid. Okay. So like it's toys. A bunch of toys.
Toys.
There.
Okay.
So toys
and then they're because I work at GameStop. So kids come in there all the time. They see action figures. They see stuffed animals.
Okay, so because of the place, because of the location, that's one thing. I feel like if I take my kids to the toy store, I know they're gonna wild the fuck out. I would wild the fuck out. I'm gonna probably be in there playing with shit too. But as the parent, I'm gonna make sure I'm coming behind my kids and I'm putting shit back on the shelf that we're not buying. That I'm not having them running. Opening toys and like all that. No, that's another level. Yeah. But like if you take them to the you gotta go to the bank or something, you better fucking not. Yeah. You better not scream. You better not let go of my hand. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm not gonna yell. We have that respectful understanding before.
Like it's a time and a place, right?
But even parents, yes.
But it's also an understanding that, okay, for one, 6 is still very young. So let's say the kid's like, I want this toy. And the parent's like, no. Okay. And then the kid starts
act out. Yeah.
Don't take your kid to a fucking toy store if you're not going to buy them something,
for
asshole.
One, straight up. But then for 2,
you have to be respectful of them. Like that's like you tell your kid you're going to take them to the fucking pool or something, and then you cancel it and they're pissed. Yeah. Hey, you better not be fucking crying, did it? Yeah. What do you mean? They have been waiting to go to the pool all day and then you cancel. They have the right to cry. They're hurt. Their feelings are hurt. They're let down. Okay. So it's awareness, bro. Awareness and acceptance, and we're taking responsibility for it.
Don't touch any of these toys.
Still responsible.
We're going to the toy store, but don't touch any of these toys.
Right. And I'm not buying you nothing.
And they're like,
I'm
gonna tell my kids, we can't. We're not even when we go to Walmart. We're not going to the toy aisle because I'm not buying you anything. Or if I got time to waste, fuck it, we'll go look at them. But I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not buying nothing.
Yeah. But see, also the thing about the kids
that communication, you have to have the communication because if you don't tell them that, they're thinking we're going on the toy aisle. I want a toy. Give me this toy. No. Why?
Okay, and the why. Okay.
And the why is your fault because you should have been playing with them.
A child cannot express themselves like, well, Mom, you brought me to this toy store. I had the expectations of I was getting a toy, now I'm not. Yeah. They can't communicate that because they're a kid, they're 6. Even my 14-year-old comes from.
Even my 14-year-old, if I didn't open that channel of communication for her and tell her it's okay for you to tell me when you're upset with me. Yeah. And why? Even if you think it's gonna upset me, tell me. Like, if I didn't tell her that, then hell no, she's not gonna say that either. Even a child who is old enough is not gonna say that because it comes down to the parents. Are you letting them? Are you
express themselves?
Right. Yeah. Are you motivating them to?
That's very important.
It's very important.
And I think it's very sad, like when a kid can't, like it really. When a kid can't be theirself or express theirself, or just when a parent doesn't see their kid, like I've been working on my relationship with Marley, my daughter, and just like doing certain things that I feel like is gonna help our relationship. But some parents, they don't see it. They're just parents. They just take care of them. I don't have to like you. I feed you. I take care of you. That's all I have to do. I don't like you, but I love you. Like
the whole Denzel from
Fences. And you know what? That movie breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because it's so fucking real. You can't help but feel him, and you can't help but feel her. Like you're like, damn, what would I have done? Like. You would have did what this motherfucker did. You would have did exactly. The movie would have went exactly how it went if you would have been there, and that's how real that movie is. But yeah, some people, you don't have an opinion. You don't have a say so. I don't care how you feel about it. I say what I say because I know what's best. Which I get that parenting style. I get it.
What I know is best and why I know it is so. That's
and they're not letting you, and they're not letting the child say why that makes them feel the way that they feel.
That's what's fucking up. You may know what's best, you may live through it, but you have to express that to the child. Why? Like, if I tell my kids, don't do drugs, and then they go, why? And I'm like, just fucking don't do them. I'll beat your ass.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna,
what the fuck?
That's probably going to make them want to go do
on something, and they're going to go,
well, as soon as I can do some drugs, bitch, you best bet I'm about to do some drugs.
Like, not to air my shit, not like to air my daughter's stuff out, but they, like, we sat down, like she said, it was something so minor that opened up a fucking... like a 3-hour conversation with my oldest daughters, and they told me everything, like all kinds, like, hey, we've tried this, we've done this, and I'm just like, and I'm not getting mad. I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I figured you would. I just want you to be safe. Like, I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
I know you're 15, about to be 16 years old.
Yeah.
I know what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I tell them is, like, be smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the one was like, I've tried weed. And I'm like, okay, well, you're still here. So that lets me know you didn't get, like, a bad batch or something. And then my other daughter was like, well, I tried, like, the carts. And I was like, don't do that. Don't do carts. Like, please.
Crack last week.
Yeah, like, please stay the fuck away from that.
Okay.
Yeah. And see, and it's hard. It's hard not, but, like, if they was to say something, like, I cannot.
Do you think if you would have got upset,
it would have made them shut up and they wouldn't have told me anything?
Yeah.
Ever again.
100%.
Yeah.
Never again.
100%.
Never again.
You can't do that. You have to, like, just... Sometimes we just have to fucking listen. They're not coming to us for a lecture. They're not coming to us to even get feedback sometimes. They just want to talk and be heard and then say, it's okay. I got you. You're cool. You tried it. Can you
I
not,
think that's
like,
important
be safe? Like,
with adults too.
Yeah.
Not even just kids, just adults. Just to let them be themselves and, like, let them express themselves and let them talk, man. Don't always be like, why'd you do that? Man, you know,
You should do this.
Like,
I'm telling you, bro.
like,
It's weird. So, okay.
that communication.
That's another thing I'm working on with myself is to kind of, like, learn how to listen and instead of speaking a lot, because I like to speak a lot and I'm a problem solver and I'm a, like,
Right.
I'm like I said, if I for my family, I'm going to war and back, like, you know, and so I'm working on trying to set those boundaries and obey their boundaries that they've set. Like, they don't always want me to solve their problems. Sometimes they just want to talk about it, you know, and sometimes they just
you're a problem solver.
You know, and that's true. But you know what? And I'm so happy to have realized this and to have gone through the therapy that I've gone through, because in turn, at the same time, and it's my right to say, I have to say, you know, I love you. And I love you a lot. And I love you so much that whenever you call me to talk to me about your problems, it hurts me. And so I'm going to try to solve your problem. If you come in, I can't listen to your problems and not solve them for you because I love you.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to go to war and back for you.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I anytime you need me, if you need me, let me know. But other than that, please don't call me to talk to me about your problems because it's hurting me. And you don't want me to help you fix them. So, you know, I'm not trying to say, like, I don't have your back, because I do have you. When you need me, call me, please. But I'm not going to do this. I can't do this. So, it's like...
But don't you feel like that's kind of a contradiction? You're now closing an open line of communication.
It's not really a contradiction because I still have to protect myself. If this person is coming to me because they need help, that line of communication is open for me to help them. But if when I try to help you, you shut me off and you get defensive with me because you didn't want my opinion, you didn't want my help, you don't want me to sit down and try to make a list of things we can do together to get you out of this hole that you're in. You don't want to do that. So I can say, okay, well then don't bring it to me, because what do you want me to do with it? What do you want me to do with it? How is it fair?
What if it's just for you to talk to you?
Yeah.
How is it fair for you to put your load onto me? You know what? I don't.
They feel alone.
So, but then what am I supposed to do with it? I'm hurting because you're hurting.
Yeah. Just
okay,
listen.
but like, so I have to hurt because you can't, because the thing that makes it the thing that makes the difference between what you guys are saying and what I'm saying is the fact that you don't want to work on your own problems. So don't talk to me about your problems that you don't want to work on. I'm not here to listen to your problems that you're not willing to work on. I'm not your punching bag. I'm not your punching bag. I'm not your emotional punching bag, and I won't, because I don't have to be, because I don't.
But what if it's a problem that they are working on, but they're just feeling
If they're working on a problem and they just need some space on it, then cool. Like,
or if they just want to vent about it. If they're like, hey,
if they're working on it,
test coming up. I've been studying really hard, but I'm stressing.
Right. If they're working on it, but if you're not working on it, and you attack me for trying to help you, I'm not gonna put myself in that position for you to take it out on me, to tell me all your stuff, to put all your pain on me, and then you move on with your life that you're not trying to make any changes with.
To turn
what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with that pain? That's energy. You're passing your energy to me. So what am I supposed to do with it now?
I see what you mean.
That turns into callousness on my heart. That turns into tears in my eyes. That turns into like distress. That turns to stress in my mind. Like I'm like, now what am I supposed to do? I can't help you, but you're hurting. Like you are a part of me. Like.
But also, you can't. No matter what somebody says to you.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it. But
I
I'm seeing the other side of it. No matter what somebody says to you, whether it be your child or anybody, the way you react is on you. You cannot control what people are going to do around you. The only thing you have 100% control of is how you react to what happens around you. So
and what you allow to happen to you.
True. Well, kind of. If like a woman, if she gets raped, you don't have control.
I'm talking
of it.
about.
That's what I mean, though.
I'm talking about like this situation. Like I can tell you, don't call me with your problems that you don't want to fix because you don't want my help and you just want to hurt me. So I'm gonna tell you that I feel like it's my right to protect my heart and my feelings. When you're ready to work on those problems, if you need my help, I'm here. But I'm gonna continue to protect myself, and I'm gonna continue to work on my problems that I have. The person that's
coming to you with that, I think they should.
Right, like what do you want?
Right, like okay, cool.
Well, yeah, if you're not gonna do anything, if you're not
but
putting
I get
any
what you're
work
saying.
Right, like what do you hope to get from this? You hope to feel better. You wanna.
Because they're
you want to tell me your problems because you want to vent to me. You want to vent to me to make yourself feel better, right?
But not actually
how do I feel better?
To solve the problem.
How do I feel better? So it's selfish as fuck. For motherfuckers to be out here, if you're not going to work on yourself, then stop complaining to other people around you because it hurts. You know what I mean? And when you're ready,
you expect them not to have a negative feeling or whatever feeling it is.
If they're not putting any work in to try to solve the problem, I 100% agree.
Right. And so how do you expect me to? You're coming to take up my time to hurt my feelings, and then you don't want like I have my own problems to work on. I could have been working on my own like things that are bothering me, like. You could have helped me fix my problem. Hell, if you don't want me to help you fix your problems, you can help me fix mine. Shit, I'll talk to you all day. But I'm trying to work on me. So, I have a purpose for telling you my issues. But if there's no purpose behind it, you just want to bitch and vent and complain and you're not going to do anything about it, then you have some things to work on.
It's like Plane Jayne speaking on something that I know. And you don't even know. It's like you don't even know, but it's like
it's so general and it's so fucking real that it applies to probably everybody that's everybody that's listening to this shit right now. I'm sure they can fucking apply that situation to somebody. If they can't apply it to somebody else, it's because they need to apply it to themselves. If you can't see that in other people, it's because you are probably doing it. There's nothing wrong. There's never too late to make changes. It's just the fact that we gotta start being honest with ourselves.
It's hard.
It hurts.
But it's like you said at the beginning, the truth hurts, and man, when the truth hurts, a lot of people shut down. Especially when it's something. I don't want to say attacking them because it's the truth. And facts are facts, bro. Facts don't give a fuck about feelings. Like that's. And I can't stress that enough.
Feelings don't give a fuck about facts.
And they don't. They don't. If you feel a certain type of way, you could look at 2 + 2. But if you don't believe it equals 4, your feelings will not let you accept 4 as the answer. But guess what? It's still 4. That's still the fact. Your feelings is trumping the facts.
Man, you be going at it like all the time, and you be like, "No, it's a fact," and I'd be like, "I know, but," and you be like, "It's not a." We do it all. It's not a but. It's a fact. It's a fact. Like when we debate on like anything, like
if we're talking about opinion, though, I'll 100% hear you out. But like if we're talking about like, well, who sold the most or who did the okay, last night, perfect example. We was talking about what's the most expensive team in the world, and I said it's the Dallas Cowboys, 100%. And everybody was like, "Nah, that's bullshit." And I'm like, "No."
I could see it though.
I'm like, "No, that's the. I'm not like just making up something. I'm telling y'all, it's for real." And they are $9 billion. The closest one to them is 7.1, almost $2 billion more.
Less. Yeah. Well, they're the Dallas Cowboys
more.
Too. Yeah.
And okay, so there's your fact. Dallas Cowboys is the most expensive team in the world. Now, if you put feelings into this, somebody's gonna be like,
"How they suck, man?
But they haven't won.
What about? They ain't won in
fuck the Cowboys.
20 years."
That's where the feelings come in, and that's when I'm like, "Wait, we ain't talking about opinion right now. I was just making a statement on a fact." I mean, if we all want to bring opinions on, then we'll talk about opinions. But the fact is, the Dallas Cowboys is the most expensive team in the world. Fact. And I think a lot of people misconstrue facts with opinions.
A lot of people, and everybody does that. And if you can't control your emotions, I seen a little thing on somebody's story not too long ago is about controlling your emotions. It's like, that is so important, bro. Because, like, literally, motherfuckers be out here crashing out behind nothing. Like, crash dummy ass motherfucker.
And that was, okay, and why you say that, I'm not even going to sit here and cap with y'all. That was me. I was that angry motherfucker. Like, the slightest thing happened around me, and I didn't understand the fact that,
so not respectable.
Bro, it's not even. It's not cute.
It's not respectable at all. And I'm not talking shit. It's just like,
oh no,
literally, who wants to be around somebody like that?
It was
nobody.
Gross. It's gross. It's fucking. And it's
nobody
sad,
wants to be around somebody that's mad all the time, or complaining all the time, or disrespecting people all the time. Like, wow, nigga, shut up.
Yep. But that was me. And anything happened, bro. But it's because I didn't have the knowledge to problem solve and understand. For one, I cannot control what happens around me. I can only maneuver through it and let what happen, bro. Just like I text you when I said, just let what happen happens, bro. Like, let's just go.
Yeah.
And whatever happens,
life is like so much like a game sometimes. It's crazy.
I think life is like a river flowing. And you can try to fight against the current if you want. You may even get to fight against the current and get upstream a little bit. But if you just go with the fucking flow, you're going to have such a smoother experience.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with that.
I don't know. Here, I got this thing real quick I want to ask y'all. Okay, going back a little bit. So we're talking about the whole religion and people. So this thing I seen online, and man, I don't know why it like resonated so deep with me, and I've never heard nobody say it like this, but it says, ever notice how most people do not find God when they are happy? It's because the psychological tactics of religion work best on an emotional and vulnerable mind. When people are at their lowest, they seek something to fill the void. Religion is the best predator. Okay. What do you think about that?
I'm not a religious person.
You're also not a weak-minded, emotional person.
I'm not. And then, I mean, I get it. It makes sense, but it doesn't apply to me.
Then it does apply to you.
Right, okay, exactly.
Well, it does. Okay, well, it does
the
apply
fact that it doesn't apply to you.
It means it applies to you. True that, and I think that's crazy.
You're not weak-minded, you're not emotional, and you're not someone who's like talking about the depressed, the music.
Not to say that anybody that chooses religion is weak-minded. It's just to say, maybe Wes is saying, maybe that's what Wes is saying, but I personally, Plane Jayne, am not saying that. No, I think I do like what you said though is clever, because it's like kind of what I was saying about drugs is not even the problem. The religion is not the problem. It's what we use to try to make us feel better. So God, even if it's not religion, spirituality is the same thing. It's all like we use that to make us feel better. Our reality is whatever the fuck we believe it is. If this is the religion you believe and the future that you believe you have and whatever, like this is your truth. Like, so those things are like, I don't know. It just kind of like, I like it, and it was clever, and it was kind of like a, I get it and I agree with it, but it's like those things literally don't even matter to me. I don't give a fuck what anybody else believes. I don't give a fuck how you pray or when you pray or who you pray to, or if you don't pray at all. I literally don't care. And so like things like that, I think about them, I read them, I entertain them for the thought, and then like I let them pass because that's me putting energy into other people, and I'm like, it drains me.
What do you do when, okay, so I agree. I don't give a fuck what nobody believes. Yeah. Believe what you want to believe. Yeah. What do you do when it starts to impede on your own life or your child's life, or like?
What do you mean? What would impede on that?
So like the example I gave you when we was talking in the car before we started recording, somebody coming at you telling you, stop denying this. Why are you denying it? It's fact.
I say, I just maintain my position. I'm like, okay, and I get that. And because honestly, like my mom and dad, even my big sister, they're all three Christians. They, they're like active in their faith right now, and that makes me so happy. Right. Like that makes me happy because it makes them happy. Yep. It makes them motivated. It makes them improve themselves. It makes them aware of the world. It makes them aware of the truths of their life, because they are focusing on something positive. Religion, even though it's a filler of that void, is still a positive in their beliefs. So that's cool, and I'm happy, and I respect that. But like, whenever I go over to my mom and dad's house, a lot of times that's what we end up talking about, because they want, as parents, they want what's best for me, and what they think is best for me is Christianity. And I'm like, I'm never going to disrespect your beliefs. I don't think there's anything wrong with what you believe, but I believe that I have the choice to choose, and I believe that if I don't choose, I don't have to choose. And if I have to answer for that later, I understand that you're hurt, but you have to trust that God is going to put me where I need to be. Do you trust God or not? So I bring it back to the basics. Like everything anybody has to say about my choice of spiritual beliefs, like I bring it back to the basics. Like, give me to God. You know what I mean? Give me to God. Let him do it. Do you trust him or not? You can't have fear and trust in God at the same time. You can't. You can't be afraid of anything. You can't be afraid of ghosts and have faith in God at the same time. You can't, literally, it's not possible.
I love that trust in God. That's literally what I told somebody who, I don't want to say the name because I don't want it to sound like we were arguing, but it was a situation to where she'd messaged me and she was like, send me something religious. And I talked to her just talking about it. But then she started hitting me with, well, you keep denying it. It's all true. This is the most historical, factual book. And I'm like,
but
it's
is
not.
It though?
Yeah.
But that's a fucking debate that is literally not worth having, because it doesn't matter how long you debate or how many points you make. That person is not going to feel the same way about you. It's a literal waste of time. Right.
Vice versa.
So it's like, I cut it as short as possible. Hey, I get that. And we could keep on talking about God. But as far as you trying to make me change the way I believe, tell me how you feel and what you think. And maybe I might, but you trying to tell me to, or that I should, or whatever, by telling me what to do, you're really kind of hurting the conversation. You're taking away from a conversation that could be fruitful. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about God. I'll talk, tell them about how even if I don't pray, I still think of God throughout the day, all the time. Maybe I need to start working on my prayer. Maybe I need to be getting on my knees, but I don't. I just don't. Whatever. But I'm saying, regardless of that, I don't know what I believe about that. I don't know what I believe about praying. I'm working on it. You know what I mean? I'm not in a hurry to decide on a religion or any kind of stuff permanent. I'm not in a hurry to identify with anything. Period.
Yeah.
Well, see, and that's beautiful, because if you're not in a hurry to identify with something, that means you are open to change, and that's what we should all be. The fact that most people are not.
Change.
Yes.
Boy.
Yeah. If you cannot, if your opinion or
I get bored easy. I'm just
beliefs cannot change based on new evidence, then that means you're not looking for facts or the truth. You're looking for that, like she said, you're looking for that thing that fills that void and what you want it to be. You're not actually looking for what it is. You're looking for what you want it to be.
And a lot of times, people when they're practicing their religious beliefs, some people, I won't say a lot because I don't even know the numbers, but somebody, even if it's one, but some people, they literally believe what they believe because they were told that that's what they're supposed to believe. That's what they know. That's what they were told, and that's what they believe. But it's like, you're just some people are just going through the motions, and I'm like, instead of trying to identify with something that I don't understand, I'm gonna ask questions, and I'm gonna read, and I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna not claim a certain belief unless I'm just sure of it, which is trust God. I'm gonna give my baby to God. I trust that he's gonna guide her, and I'm gonna give myself to God. I'm gonna say thank you. I'm gonna tell him when I need him. I'm gonna do these things. Those are the things I'm for sure about. But as far as if I should wear pants to church or not, fuck you, bro.
Yeah,
you're worried about the wrong shit, Mike. And I cuss and I do those things, but it's maybe I'm gonna go to hell for cussing. Maybe I'm not. But does that make you sleep less or more at night? No.
Do you
what you eat don't make me shit.
Yeah.
Period.
If that's okay, so I'm glad the way you
and
said
vice
that.
versa.
Yeah, the way you said if I cuss I'm gonna go to hell. Okay, the way I look at it is, if the way I'm living my life right now and everything I do in my life, if that is gonna get me sent to hell, I don't want to get to heaven. If that makes sense. Because I'm not out here hurting nobody.
Because you feel like you're doing your best.
I am. I'm doing my fucking best. I help people. And when I say help people, I mean I help someone who cannot help me in return.
And you're aware of yourself, and you make changes as needed, and you respect people, and you appreciate
and if God
things.
Can't fuck with that, then...
But he is, though.
You know what I mean? And that's I do believe that. I do believe that. The real God, not the Bible or any religious text. The real God sees that I'm out here doing my best. That don't mean I'm perfect.
Doing the next best thing, and he's gonna
up.
do the rest. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be complicated for me. It can't be complicated, otherwise I'm running from it. Period. And that applies to anything in life: a relationship, a friendship, a job, whatever the fuck. If it's complicated, I'm good on it. Cause why does it have to be?
Right.
Why? I don't know.
I like to trust God though, because that's literally the last thing, or one of the last few things I said to her is, if you believe God made everything and is all powerful and omnipotent, then you have to believe that God made me to be skeptic. You have to believe that. If God controls everything.
Like if it's wrong for me thinking these things, then why do I think these things? Like, you know what? Okay, so I gotta tell y'all something real quick, and then I want to talk about the thing that excites me coming up. But I was reading this book, I was listening to the audiobook of A New World by Eckhart Tolle, and literally I talk about him all the time, especially when I'm talking about spiritual beliefs or any kind of beliefs about life. But he was talking about thoughts and how thoughts happen to us. It's not that we don't think things, because like sometimes, you think some fucked up shit, like
intrusive thoughts.
No, stop.
Yep.
Why am I thinking that? Like, I'm not even that type of person. Like, I would never do that, or I would never think that, or I would, like, some people, like, when I get mad enough, I'll think some real psycho ass shit, like bloody, gruesome, like, get my heart pumping ass weird thoughts, like, you don't even swear.
Yeah.
And I don't do that very often. I don't do that very often. Let y'all know I've worked on my anger for a long time now, and I'm 98% of the time I'm a happy person. But it's just that little piece, like, I be like going there, and I'm like, and that's why I know I need to keep
she
on
was mad
keep
when I
on
canceled
being.
the episode,
It's not
though.
even. Boy, you can never get me mad. Shut up. You don't have that much power over me, Wes.
I do. Okay, that's a good point. That is
Period.
a great point. If someone can change your energy or your mood, you 100% are giving them the power.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep. I love that. And I always try to tell my daughters that, like, don't give nobody no power, because they always come to me with the, how teenage girls are, the gossip, the who said what, this girl said she gon'. And I said, okay, if she does, react.
Right.
But
You already know what to do.
But worrying about what ifs is crazy.
Yeah.
Because if we do that, well, what if the sun blows up right now? Like what? Just like you said, them intrusive thoughts are crazy.
Yeah, they are. They are. So, anyways, anybody out there who's upset about the thoughts they might have thought ever in their life, that the thoughts are happening to us supposedly. Just like he compared it to digestion. Like, you eat the food, yes, but you don't digest your food. Digestion happens to your food just as thoughts happen to our minds. So, yeah.
Which one? That one?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Eckhart Tolle, A New World, and then there's one that's The Power of Now.
I think I've heard or read The Power of Now. Actually.
Look, I'm telling you, and probably if I ever come on here again, or every time I come on here, I'm gonna talk about Eckhart Tolle. Some really awesome girl named Amanda Laser told me about him a couple of years ago, and like, it's been life changing. So shout out Amanda Laser again. And yeah, anybody who's listening should definitely check that out.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out.
ECKHART, last name TOLLE, Eckhart Tolle.
Eckhart Tolle. Real quick.
Yeah.
You just said you want to get into what makes you happy.
Yeah, go ahead.
What excites me for the future?
So, I want to ask real quick.
I want to ask about the show you got. You got to.
Go ahead.
The show?
Wes told me something about you're trying to maybe do your own podcast.
So when I was on here the first time, he was like, "Yeah, we out here doing the podcast. Can't nobody fuck with us. We out here talking about our podcast." And I was like, "I'm already thinking about doing one."
Yeah. Okay.
But so it's gonna be called The Bust Down. Like, it's a play off of the Plane Jayne name, obviously talking about a watch, but like kind of going back to the first episode when I was talking about my name, like, I just enjoy being just the bare minimum, being natural, being authentic, original as possible, because nothing's original anymore. But anyways, like Plane Jayne, like, I feel like that name resonates with me a lot. And so I chose to name the podcast The Bust Down because it's like, I want to talk about the basics. I want to talk about the bare minimum. I want to talk about your past. Like, basically, I'll be interviewing local artists or whatever, and we'll talk about their childhood or whatever, what makes them them, and got to them to where they are, and then talk about, what they've done as far as their work and what they have coming up, like the bust down. Like, we're gonna fucking brag about you. We're gonna put you on this pedestal, and we're gonna like celebrate the artist, because like, even if it's not my type of music, or even if they haven't done no features with nobody famous, whatever. No matter what level you're on in your artistry, like, you're doing your art, and it's something that makes you proud, and then and I'm all about self-expression. So kind of like I said, putting them on a pedestal and celebrating their past, present, and future, and like talk about what's to come. At the same time, I want to focus on promoting like local small businesses, promoting some other brands around town, just kind of, I want to create a hub for Arkansas for music, self-expression, art, positivity, networking. Like, no fucking bullshit allowed. Literally, that's the only rule. No fucking bullshit. No drama, name dropping. Look, we're not doing it. If a motherfucker get name drop some shit, talk about whatever they want on the podcast, but if it's negative, I'm cutting it out. Like, it's only positivity over here, because like,
no, bring all that shit to us.
I don't want to talk about that bullshit. Bring it to 50-50. That's what, and look, and I respect it, but it's just like, I get bored.
Because we with the shit.
Yeah, hey, look, we with the shit over here. But I just get,
we with it.
I know, and nothing to nobody that's on the bullshit, but like, I respect that. I like to be on the bullshit every now and then, but I get bored with it like really quick. So I couldn't see myself going for a long time. I couldn't see it for a long time for me. So I just wanted to be positive, wanted to be promoting things, networking, and just like I said, celebrating the artists, them getting their episodes.
Hey,
and
I feel that too when you said like the being positive and no negativity, because Wes already know, like, those last like 3 episodes that we had, like, I don't know if you heard them, but it hit me.
I hit them,
like,
but you just, I just think you just wasn't ready. It's okay.
Man, it hit me.
It was just new shit. New shit is uncomfortable, and uncomfortable shit
right before we
avoid.
took the break. Right before we took the break.
I be tuned in to those episodes.
I need some positivity, because I was like, them last 3, man, about like that. Some other stuff. I was like, we might need a break.
Yeah, about addiction and just
and you know what? And you know what? Honestly, speaking of addiction, again, which I will always speak about, because that's just a part of me and who I am now. Like, always recovering. And as long as I can admit that, then I will be in recovery.
Because
everybody's addicted to something.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. But I'm talking about specifically drugs. Like,
so for people that's dealing with addiction, I always have questions about that stuff. Like, what led you, to do that? All your problems, stuff that you're going on with, and everything. And I was like, who am I to tell them? Or ask them a question like, why are you doing that?
You're a curious mind. You're allowed to ask questions.
Like, I felt bad, in a way, and it felt weird to me.
But you might have cheated yourself of something that could have benefited you.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like, you have if you care about a person, you have a right to ask. You have a right to care. You have a right to express yourself. You know what I mean? And then if a person is really in recovery and really working on themselves, they're going to allow you that room, because addiction is not just affecting the person who's doing the drugs. It affects everybody who cares about that person. Everybody who even cares a little bit about that person. So it's like, we as addicts who have hurt all these people around us, we owe that to y'all. We owe that to y'all, for y'all to ask those questions, and for y'all to try to gain some kind of understanding, for you to be hurt and express that we hurt you. Like, you have a right to those things. And if there's an addict in your life that is not allowing that space for healing for the people around them, they're just not to that point yet. It takes time. It's a process of healing, and a process of recouping and recovering and growing up, because all these addicts out here, we're just immature. We're immature. We're selfish.
It's when they say, "Oh, it makes me feel better," and I'm like, "But it's hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself. It's
one of those things.
And you're hurting people around you. It's like, oh, but it makes me feel better."
But the sad thing is that even,
you know what I mean?
The sad thing is that it's they don't. It's because they don't know. If somebody doesn't tell an addict, the reason why you do drugs is because you're hurting. The reason why you're hurting is because of this. Mm-hmm. You know what? If nobody breaks it down and tells you what it is, then you're not going to know. So this addict is continuing to self-medicate because they don't know what the real problem is. They don't know that there's a void. They don't know that they're just missing something, that they just don't know what it is. Like, they don't know. The addict doesn't even know. So unless you've been through the therapy that is necessary, or you've
the addict gotta be willing to fix it.
You have to be you have to be willing to do that. Yes.
That goes back to don't be like coming at me with your problems if you're not working on it and you don't want my help. Yeah. But
I didn't say don't come to me. I said don't come to me with that bullshit. Like, you know, call me. Like, if you want to talk about something, you want to watch a movie, you want to go hang out. I didn't say don't contact me. I didn't say I don't want to see you anymore. I said don't call me with that bullshit.
Well, that's the addict not.
So I'm setting my boundary for you to respect. Cause I mean,
I can. So speaking for myself, my addiction. Okay, it started out as I didn't even like she said. It's perfect. I didn't realize that I was trying to ease the pain of something else when it started, and then like as it got longer and longer, eventually I was done addicted at that point. And then yes, I'm trying not to be sick, so I'm doing things and whatnot. But then, like, once I really sat down and, like, thought about it, I'm like, hold on. The relationship I was in, I just found out some bullshit happened years ago, like, over a decade ago, and I'm just now finding out about it. And, like, I'm spiraling in my head, and I'm like, wait, my life had been totally different had I known this information sooner. And I think it would have been.
And that's the point that I was making earlier. Like, if I can make these things known to that young mind, then maybe that young mind can handle the world and make different choices.
I'm glad it didn't. Like where I am now, where I'm so happy, I'm so grateful. I just said this the other day. I am grateful for everything I have in life, just as grateful as I am for everything that I don't.
Swear down.
Bro, I can be broke as fuck, but I'm so grateful for everything I have.
Swear.
My 3 daughters, I got fucking a way to work. Like I got a job. Like I don't know, I just can't describe it. I've just been feeling so grateful and thankful lately. And like she said, like I don't believe in religion, but like I make time like in my day to let it be known. I'm thankful to whatever, like whether I think it in my head or like I say it out loud. I'm just like, I'm thankful I got up today. In religion, you're 100% correct when you're like, you don't have to necessarily like believe in the religion. That doesn't mean you can't take something from it.
Right, exactly. You better take something from it, or what are you doing?
Yeah, it speaks to our deepest
if you're not
values.
learning, what the fuck are you doing?
Self-sacrifice, helping others. There is some fuckery in there. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm just talking about like Christianity,
and that's based on opinion.
Yeah.
Period.
The fuckery like of owning women. Owning slaves.
That's an opinion. Motherfuckers,
like,
some people think it's cool.
Well,
that's based on an opinion.
The Bible says it's cool, and if you take the Bible as the word, it does. That's what I'm saying, and that's where I cannot get down with the Bible, because if this is the word of God,
I get confused in that. Yeah.
He says I can kill my enemies, baby.
Yeah, I get confused in that too.
So. Just those things that are confusing, just leave them out. I ain't planning on going to kill nobody anyways. Fuck it.
Right.
I say fuck it. Anyways, but
did you see the Cat Williams thing?
I did see the Cat Williams.
No.
I didn't watch the whole thing because, like I said, I couldn't. There was too much bullshit. It was entertaining, but like at some point I was like, okay, I'm through with it. Anyways, but
what did you?
I watched
take away from it?
I watched the first part from the beginning to the part that he started talking about some other shit, but
he talks about.
I think it was pretty clever for him to decide to go on tour afterwards. But like,
oh, of course,
it was just funny. It was funny.
What do you think?
I think that there should. I think from what I hear, because I haven't done any like research or nothing. Like from what I hear, a lot of people are like saying that there's backup for what he's saying and stuff. But like I personally, in order to even have an opinion on it, would have to look into each thing he spoke about, because like, did this really happen? Did this really happen? Because how many motherfuckers nowadays is really gonna take the time to investigate? They're not. They're gonna take him for what he said, and they're gonna fucking entertain the drama and keep it going. Like
So what do you think about him accusing Cedric the Entertainer of stealing his joke? I went back and looked.
Same thing. You got to do
I went back and looked.
some investigation and looking.
And
did you find some evidence that he did it first?
Yeah.
Because didn't he say something about
and
it
then,
was...
So then that's a whole different
that
situation. Like, if you can prove it, then it is what it is. But that don't mean everything he was saying was true.
No,
and, he was being shady as fuck.
1,000 books. What was it? 1,000 books?
Yeah, 1,000 books.
He also
like
said he could
run
run a meter in like 4.4, and
that
motherfucker did it. He did it. So I'm like, he might have read 1,000 books. Maybe Cat Williams was telling a whole 100% truth.
What?
Boy, that little motherfucker was getting down. That little motherfucker was getting down.
You won't let them come on here and talk that shit. No, fucking him talking about Ricky Smiley is just the funniest shit. That whole
hey, have y'all seen that dude that does impersonations of like Coach Prime and all of them?
I haven't.
Okay, y'all keep on talking. I'm gonna find them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the book thing, I think, is a reach. I think that's.
Did he say in like a week or a couple days?
He read 1,000 books in a couple of years, I think it was. But if you did the math,
a certain age,
But if you did the math, it's like a lot of fucking books.
Because didn't he say, that, and then I believe he said he stopped going to school at like 15.
Yeah.
Because he was like so smart, because he read like, he said he read like the, was it the encyclopedia?
He said he read a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But he also said that he was doing it because his parents were like foreigners and they couldn't like speak the languages where they would go or whatnot, and he was having to like translate or do whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm with all that energy. I want all that shit.
Yeah.
I want all that, like, the whole Ricky Smiley saying he was supposed to be, Money Mike.
Money Mike, yes.
And Cat Williams is like, how are you going to be and say the lines that I wrote? I wrote all the Money Mike stuff.
Yeah, he said he wrote all the lines. He said like the outfits in the movies.
He said,
like
I made
everything.
sure nobody was going to be wearing what I'm wearing.
He said he pretty much created Money Mike.
Ricky Smiley said he didn't even read the script. And it's got to be true because, like I said, he thinks he's a thief. He's a crackhead.
Yeah, and he said that's why he played the crackhead Santa.
Goon.
Hey,
we're in the middle of shooting the podcast. Say hi.
Yo, what up, everybody?
Goon, what's up, Goon?
Not much, fam. Just gonna chop it up with the photographer about some business.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Yo, but Plane, when you get done, fam, hit me up, G.
All right, I got you.
For sure.
All right, I'll holler at you in a minute. All right, bye.
Special appearance by Sick Goon on 24.
Right.
Yeah.
That's only right.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I love the energy that Cat Williams has. Like he said, he is a comedian. They are super competitive, super emotional. The one thing I don't like, I love the competitiveness. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I don't like the hating.
Yeah.
On other, like, if somebody stole your joke, call them out 100%. Like the hating on Kevin Hart.
He was doing petty.
Yeah, he really was.
And that's where I stopped watching. Like, okay.
Yeah, Kevin. He hated on Kevin Hart. He hated on Ricky Smiley. He hated on Cedric the Entertainer.
He hated on the whole comedy.
But trolling is what people do. So it is.
He said
do you think that's what it was?
I mean, I think that he added the extra.
To an extent, yeah.
I mean, he added the extra for entertainment, of course. Like, nobody wants to hear him complain if it ain't funny.
Kings of Comedy is hella funny.
He said he got along with what was they called? The Larry the Cable Guy, Jeff Foxworthy, Ron White.
Yeah, those were the guys I believe he said he went on tour with.
Blue Collar Comedy Tour. That's what they was called. Yeah.
Yeah, before he blew up, went famous, he did a comedy tour.
I didn't even know
with
that.
him.
And he was talking about how he was doing better with white crowds than he was with black crowds. So then he was like, okay, you know what? Let me do all black crowds so I can get my reps in. And that way, no matter what my show is, white, black, or a mix, I know I can kill.
Yeah.
Bro, I love comedy. Like, I study comedy like a fucking art. And, like, people are like, oh, Cedric said a joke of yours. Why is that a big deal? Y'all don't understand. That's his work. If I was a songwriter and someone took my song, everybody would be like, oh, man, he stole that song from so-and-so. It's the same thing with jokes. Intellectual property and
do you believe the differences on like how you deliver it, how you deliver the joke? because everybody's always taking bits and pieces from like other people's stuff. Look, like how Plane Jayne said, nothing is really original.
Well, nothing's original. If you think anything, everything has been done under the sun. We've all heard that term before, and it's true. But when you take a joke, you can talk about the same topic because that's what you're supposed to do, especially like current events. If you're talking about the president, cool. But you took a joke where you were like, this dude said, "Call me by my initials," so I've been calling him by my initials. And the joke is, it's no, call me by my initials. And he's like, man, that's CJ. What do you like? That's the whole joke.
Okay.
If you take that word for word, and the whole punchline is, I've been calling this man, call me by my initials. Hey, by my initials. Hey, by my initials. Like, you just took that man's joke. You took his work, his intellectual property, and you're presenting it as if it's your own. Okay. Yeah, that was the joke.
Yeah,
and that's what it was, and that's where he was like, yeah. And there's proof because he was doing it on Comic View, like in
90s,
like in 98, 97, maybe 99, I'm not sure. But Cedric did it in 2000 something. So Cat wasn't lying about that. And like she said, he ran the 440,
whatever he did. It was he did it like 1 second past what he said he could do it in.
So I mean,
or 1/10 of a second past
Shannon
what he
Sharp
said.
was
10th
like,
of a second
you
past what he
drinking,
said.
you got that drinking. He said, sorry, I'm sober.
Yeah, he did.
I'm more sober than you.
Yeah. Cat Williams is funny. I love
Cat Williams.
I don't think he's the funniest though, but he's funny.
But that's subjective. Comedy, music, all that. But who is your favorite comedian if you had to pick one? Who just...
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy's good.
Are we doing like comedian, stand-up comedian, or are we doing like comedians like including
that's a good
internet?
One. Yeah, because
they have
now stand-up.
Okay, so wait, let's do favorite stand-up first.
Yeah. Let me. I take my back. So stand-up, Martin Lawrence. Stand-up. Yes.
You ain't watching new comedy, are you?
Because I like the old.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean,
can I go new? Then?
No, you did it all the time.
All right.
Well, who's your... Okay, you pick stand-up. Now, who's your... What do you
internet?
Do your stand-up. Hold up. Do your stand-up first.
My favorite stand-up... Bro, y'all don't understand how deep into comedy I am. I mean, I'm wearing a fucking Protect Our Parks hoodie right now.
Yeah, that's
Joe Rogan, Mark Norman, Shane Gillis, Ari Shafir. That's 4 comedians.
He said some stuff about them. He said
they wouldn't have them on. Yeah, he said
they wasn't funny.
Well, he said Joe Rogan is busy pushing 12 guys that ain't even funny. And I'm wondering who he was talking about. If I had to pick my favorite stand-up right now, damn, bro, why? Why again? I don't know.
Say one. Just the first one to come to your head.
3 came to mind instantly, but I'll say...
I'm gonna say Dave Chappelle. I'm gonna say Dave Chappelle for me because he's
stand up.
Yeah, just because
he's the new stuff.
Yeah, just because that motherfucker is OG and he's real.
Okay.
I think he's leaning a little too much into.
Trying to say one.
Nah, say your person.
I said Louis C.K. That's what I'm gonna go with. Yeah,
Louis C.K. Okay.
Yeah,
Internet.
DC Young Fly.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I'm Desi Banks.
Ooh,
that motherfucker is too funny. I used to like Drewski, but like with his new show, I don't like Drewski no more.
Drewski's funny.
Shout out Drewski.
I like Drewski.
Shout out.
So when we talking internet, are we talking about like just
Shout
like the skit type shit? Like
online with comedians,
Skits is like.
Well, I mean, comedians do skits.
Skits, yeah, but
internet.
Motherfucker, don't make it complicated. I believe.
I guess Trevor Wallace, but he does stand up too. But I know him from
I'm
the
not
white dude.
Familiar with him.
White dude, he always does like the. I don't know. You had to see him, like the guy that
I've
never leaves his hometown.
Yeah.
He's like, I run this Chili's and shit. I don't know. It's just stupid.
Y'all know who? Have y'all seen that dude that was doing them? Come on, Steve. This ain't even
me.
This ain't even
me.
No, not the white dude.
Oh fuck.
That's stank. He says stank. I'm like yeah. I just saw his video yesterday, but I'm talking about like the black dude. He was like,
I'm talking about.
Come on, Steve.
That's what I thought.
The mailman.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Stank of booty. That's what he says. Good morning, little stank of booty.
Mm-hmm.
I love y'all. That dude's funny as fuck. Yeah, I like him. He be like
Martin Lawrence,
man. Bengals, rawr. That motherfucker, yeah.
I say Martin Lawrence because the way
Martin Lawrence is a really good comedian. Yeah.
He controls like the room, like the crowd.
Run Tell That.
Yes.
Is one of my favorite of all time.
Because he'll get the movement and stuff.
The way my jacket was,
this
it
right
looked
here,
like I
look.
had a gun.
This dude right here.
Oh yeah, I like this dude.
Yeah, it'd be like, come on. This motherfucker crazy.
No, I like this dude. He's
Oh,
funny
dude.
as fuck. His fucking face.
He switched on a bit.
Bitch, you ain't the only female out here. Like, what's going on? I swear to God, you had it. Let me see that nigga at your house. I'm gonna blow his shit off. I'm gonna blow his shit off. Stop fucking playing with me, yo. Stink. I ain't being
We'll go see the counselor.
It's these pills thing. It's these fucking pills thing. Boy, look, that's my favorite internet comedian, but he disappeared on me. Look, he done disappeared yet. Have y'all heard anything from him? That's what I'm saying. What happened to your boy?
Y'all want to talk about disappeared? Real quick, shout out. I hope dude gets found. Tyler Springwater went to school with him.
I love Tyler. That is literally like
I don't know
that.
what's
We go
going
back
on.
to fucking third grade. That's my nigga Tyler
I
Springwater.
don't know what's going on. I have no clue.
Share that post if y'all seen it on Facebook.
Yeah, I just hope.
I need to go share that. I'm gonna share that shit right now.
Whatever it is, I hope he gets found, comes home.
Doing it now.
We got like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Is there something y'all want to touch on before we wrap? Final thoughts,
any more
closing statements.
My baby girl Marley was supposed to come today. She was gonna. I told her she could talk and everything, but our schedules kind of, were a little hectic this morning, so I just left her in bed. But shout out to Marley. I love you, honey. I'm sorry I left you at home, but next time I promise you got it. Also want to shout out to Tone King and Craze Nice. That's the two. Both of them have been major. They've done major work for me as far as the podcast coming up that I got. Tone, he works on the logo and stuff, and then Craze Nice, I got with him for the song he's working on for me right now.
Nice.
Like, we went through the whole process of picking the music. He did the lyrics for me, like, based on me finding out different stuff about me, and then we're in the works of the final recording session or whatever, but like he's in New York, but he's working on it for me. Like,
do you have a date on the first episode?
I have no dates. I have no timestamp. I have no nothing. Like, I'm literally working like with the flow.
Okay.
So
That's the best way to do it.
as things come to me,
I
they
definitely
happen
wanna
because
do
it
it.
stresses me out too much, and it makes me feel like if it gets complicated, I'm not gonna do it. I'll put it off. So I just been keeping it simple. Being steady but simple. So shout out to Tone King and Craze Nice, both for sure.
That's the best, and that's the thing. When you was asking me about like what is something when you're making your podcast, I was like the times of recording. Make sure you make the time for it. Whatever you make, it could be once every week.
Oh
once
yeah,
every
he was talking
2
about me
weeks.
on the
It's
show. I'm the
so-
one he was talking about. We was talking about starting a.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it back then, but
We was
if
talking
she on here-
about doing a like an addiction and recovery type podcast where we get people's stories, just kind of talking about it, just because of the fact that like that's what I want to do. But like after he was explaining the process of each episode, I'm like, we maybe might not have
It's
time
a
for that,
lot.
but
just
eventually.
doing this.
We could
is
do
a
3
lot.
podcasts back to back on Sundays, y'all. All of us.
You know how hard that would
Yeah.
be.
So I'm glad you said that
shit.
because I was gonna actually bring that idea to you
What's that?
about recording more than one podcast on a day.
Yeah.
That way, if something
Have
in
something
life
ready.
happens, where we can't make it like next week or the week after, well, we already got material.
book.
Kind of like how artists do music. Like they go in and they just record
That's how people
a
do
bunch of
podcasts.
music, and they just
Yeah. Rogan will do like multiple in a day, and then like you said, release one month, one the next month, whatever. It's a good idea. The thing we would have to do to make it happen is put a time limit on podcasts, and I hate to do it because man, once
Once you
a
get
conversation
into
gets
that.
going, like even now,
But if you,
like
if
I'm
you
like,
prepare ahead, it'll work out. It'll work
yeah.
out.
Also,
So.
I don't plan for this to be our fucking home forever.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on a location and stuff right now too.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess that's all I had to say. That's all.
Plane
I had
Jayne in the building.
Yeah.
50-50 podcast.
All day.
Yeah.
Nothing else. I mean, we got a lot of shit that's been happening.
So
I
glad
can't
to
think
be
of
back
nothing.
here and finally have done another episode. I took my time to do timestamps. Like, I listened to the whole episode we did the first time and wrote out notes for each, piece of time, whatever. So I might do the same thing for this one and
Sweet.
put this shit up.
Got anything else?
That's
That's
it.
it. Okay. I guess I will close it with be sure to be open-minded to change and play your music out loud.
And let your
Yes.
kids DJ.
Yes.
All right. It's 50-50. We out.
Yeah.